All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money Sports Show. With the right time to Labor Day. We had a big weekend. Played a game today. We have baseball games, have one college football game. 4 days away. 4 days away from the NFL regular season. Thank you, Billy. All right, now that should be better. Hopefully that took care of the problem. All right, now that should be better. There we go. All right, sorry about that. A little sound issue. Yeah, thanks, Billy. It's great to be back. Thanks for telling me about the sound as well. Should sound better now, I hope. But no, we had a big weekend in sports. Like I said, we got quite a few games we'll talk about today. But first of all, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday. Excuse me. Okay, we're live Monday through Friday at 3 p. Usually at 3 p.m. Eastern with Easy Money, a sports betting show. Live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and also live on the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network as well on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Please go hit the subscribe buttons for both networks. Like and follow both network on Facebook and Twitch as well. Follow Gonzo Sports Room on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where I post all the information about all of our shows. We'll also be live at 6 p.m. Eastern if you're an Indianapolis Colts fan with our Indianapolis Colts show, Horseshoe Talk. Be talking about the week 1 matchup coming up this Sunday and some of the roster moves and stuff the Colts have made. So come join us tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern for Horseshoe Talk. And then also tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, we have Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk will make its return tonight after we were off all last week with me being sick. So join us tonight at that. That show's live Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern. Horseshoe Talk is live Monday and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern. You can find both those shows on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and also on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the All Sports All Plays, the ASAP Sports Network. And then also on Tuesdays and Thursdays, make sure you go check out the Unscripted crew. You can find them on Facebook at Unscripted or on the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7, Saturdays at 8. We got a great group of guys over there with Jay McLovin, Logan Landers, Frankie Cruz, myself, Pride's on there a lot, Rob Scott, the Judge, Jonathan Mathis. So pretty good crew over there. So make sure you come join us for that. But all right, let's go ahead and jump into some of the day's games. Damn, this water just ain't cutting it. All right, we'll start out in Major League Baseball because you already have a couple games going on in baseball. Right now in baseball, you have the Minnesota Twins and the New York Yankees have already started. Yankees are up 4-2 in the bottom of the seventh inning over the Twins. Also, in Major League Baseball, already starting is the Toronto Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles. The Blue Jays are up 4-2 in this game in the top of the eighth inning. And then the next baseball game that we have will start at 4:11 Eastern, as you have the Milwaukee Brewers at the Colorado Rockies. The Brewers are 1.5 run favorites on the road and are minus 142 on the money line. The Rockies are plus 120 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 11.5. You'll have Hauser on the mound for the Brewers. No, Feltner on the mound for the Rockies. I like the Brewers in this game. Brewers are the better team. Rockies do play better at home than they do on the road. But I like the Brewers here with Hauser on the mound tonight. And you also have the Red Sox at the Rays today. This game also starts at 4:11 p.m. Eastern. With the Red Sox as 1.5 run favorites on the road and minus 104 on the money line. The Rays are plus or minus 112 on the money line. This game's almost a pick 'em. Over unders is at 7.5 runs. You have Wacha on the mound tonight for the Red Sox. Patino on the mound for the Rays. This should be an interesting game. You got two teams here that are both still in playoff contention. The Rays are trying to chase down the Yankees for that division. Red Sox need to get going if they want to get up there. They're one game under 500 on the season, so they have not had a great season. But like I said, the Red Sox have Wacha on the mound tonight. He's has a 10-1 record on the season with a 2.56 ERA. So Wacha's been solid all season long. He's pitched 95 innings, has allowed 71 hits, and has 76 strikeouts. He's putting up good numbers. On the mound for the Rays will be Patino. He has a 1-1 record on the season with a 3.95 ERA. Red Sox have the better pitcher on the mound. The question with me is going to be: is the Red Sox bats going to be able to get going? They just are so streaky when it comes to hitting the ball. Sometimes they are, but the Red Sox have been playing great baseball here as of late, as they're on have won 5 in a row. The Rays have won 4 of their last 5 games as well, beating the Yankees a couple of the games over the weekend. So I like the Red Sox in this game with Wacha on the mound. Like I said, Wacha has he's been solid all season. So I like the Red Sox here. All right, next game is the Washington Nationals at the Cardinals. This is a game where two teams going in totally opposite directions. As you have the Cardinals competing for a playoff spot and their division, and the Nationals are one of the worst teams in baseball. Cardinals are 1.5 run favorites at home. They are minus 275 on the money line. The Nationals are plus 225 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8 runs. I like the Cardinals to win this game, but at minus 275 on the money line, there's not a whole lot of value there to take that. Hey, how's it going, Glenn? So in this game, if I was going to take anything, if I was going to bet on this game, I'd go with the Cardinals at the minus 1.5. I think they win this game by at least 2 runs. You can get that minus 125 juice. There's just no value taking them on the money line at minus 275, unless you're going to maybe use them in a parlay. And then I also like the under the 8 runs in this game, because I don't see the Nationals scoring very many runs in this ball game. Next game would be the Toronto Blue Jays at the Baltimore Orioles. This would be game 2 of a doubleheader. as they're playing right now with Toronto winning 4-2 in the top of the 8th. This is game 2 of a doubleheader. This game is scheduled to start at 4:36 p.m. Eastern time, with the Blue Jays being 1.5 run favorites and minus 132 on the money line. The Orioles are plus 112 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 9 runs. On the mound for the Blue Jays will be Berrios. He has a 9-5 record on the season with a 5.32 ERA. Ballman is on the mound for the Baltimore in this game. He has a 1-2 record with a 4.50 ERA. I like the Blue Jays to win this game. They have the better offensive team in this game, and Blue Jays are playing good ball right now with Blue Jays are winning this game right now. I just think with the pitchers that are on the mound, I like the Blue Jays to win the second game of the doubleheader as well. White Sox at the Mariners is the next game. This game is at 6:41 p.m. Eastern time, with the White Sox being 1.5 run favorites. Okay, just make sure I was on the right game. White Sox are being 1.5 run favorites, minus 122 on the money line. The Mariners are plus 104 on the money line. Over under for this game, 7.5 runs. You have Lance Lynn on the mound for the White Sox. 4-5 record with a 4.70 ERA. As you have Gonzalez on the mound for the Mariners tonight. He is 10-12 on the season with a 3.99 ERA. So neither one of these pitchers have been lights out this season. But Mariners have been the better ball team. The White Sox are 67-67 on the season. The Mariners are 76-58. The Mariners pitching has been great. Their bats have picked up here of late. Mariners had made some adjustments. And the Mariners have been playing good baseball. They've won they're 5-0 over their last 5. White Sox are also 4-1 over their last 5 with some wins over Kansas City and the Twins. I like the Seattle Mariners here at home as underdogs. You're getting good value getting the Mariners as an underdog, especially at home. So I like the Mariners here on the money line. And you have the Arizona Diamondbacks at the San Diego Padres. The Padres are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 235 on the money line. The Diamondbacks are plus 194 on the plus 194 on the money line. Over under for this game at 8 runs. On the mound for the Diamondbacks will be Nepson. You'll have Blake Snell on the mound for the Padres. Padres are 74-61 on the season. Diamondbacks are 64-69. I like the Padres here with Blake Snell on the mound, but at minus 235, unless you're going to use it in the parlay, there's not a whole lot of value there. Then you have the Rangers at the Astros. The Astros are minus 1.5 or 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 178 on the money line. The Rangers are plus 150 on the money line. And over under for this game is set at 8 runs. Rangers are 58-75 on the season, 30-37 on the road. We have the Astros who are 86-48 on the season. Astros have been one of the best teams in baseball all season long. They have a 43-20 record at home. Rangers are trying to end a losing streak here as they start this series in Houston, but it's not going to be an easy task against the Astros. On the mound for the Rangers will be Perez. He has a 10-5 record with a 2.89 ERA. And then on the mound for the Astros is Brown. This will be he'll be making his season debut here, so this could be a bullpen game for the Astros. But I still like the Astros here, even with that, even with it probably being a bullpen game. They have the better offense over the Rangers at minus 178. It's not terrible value, but I'll go with the Astros in that game. Let's see another. We'll move on to another game. Another game that let's see tonight. We have the Guardians at the Royals. The Guardians are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 134 on the money line. The Royals are plus 114 on the money line. Over under for this game, 7.5 runs. You have Singer on the mound for the Royals, McKenzie on the mound for the Guardians. I like the Guardians in this game at the minus 134 on the money line. They're just a better team than what the Royals are. And then the last game of the night, you have the Giants at the Dodgers. The Dodgers are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 235 on the money line. The Giants are plus 194 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8.5 runs. Okay. The Giants are 64-68 on the season. Dodgers have been one of the best teams in baseball and the best team in the National League at 92-41. On the mound tonight for the Giants will be Webb with a 2.89 ERA and an 11-8 record on the season. Haney will be on the mound tonight for the Dodgers. He is 2-1 on the season with a 2.12 ERA. I think this could be a good game. I like the Dodgers in this game. They're the better baseball team that and have been playing better ball here as of late. But the thing is, there is a little bit of value in taking the Giants because you're getting them at plus 194. They got a good pitcher on the mound. Dodgers are 2-3 over their last 5, losing 2 in a row to San Diego. The Giants are 3-2 over the last 5, having swept Philly in their last series. So the Giants are coming in this game with a little bit of momentum. So I'm gonna go with the underdogs here and go with the Giants at the plus 194. All right, that's all of today's Major League Baseball games. I'll give you guys my my picks of the day for baseball here toward the end of the show after we get ready to talk some football. Jays, Brews, Blue Jays, Brewers, Rays, and Cardinals 14 parlay, $40 to win 318. Yeah, that's a pretty good one too. Because I think did you take the Jays the early game or the second game? So I know that they're playing a doubleheader. They were winning the first game. All right, but let's talk a little bit of college football real quick. We do have one college football game on tonight, as you have Clemson against Georgia Tech. Clemson is 24.5 point favorites, minus 3,500 on the money line. Georgia Tech is plus 1280 on the money line. Over under for this game, 50.5. I like Clemson in this game. I would take Clemson at the minus 24.5. I just don't think Georgia Tech's going to have enough offense to keep up with Clemson. I think Clemson's okay. That's why I figured game one. So yeah, you were looking pretty good on that. Let's see. Well, Baltimore scored, made it 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. So Toronto needs to hold on there. But I like the other picks. I love the Brewers over the Rockies. I like the Rays, and of course the Cardinals as well. So yeah, I think that's a good parlay, especially if you can get through this first game right here. Toronto hold on here. They're in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out, and they're up 4-3. Baltimore's hitting, but Yeah, I like Clemson at the minus 24.5 here. I just don't see Georgia Tech's offense going to be able to keep up with Clemson's offense. I think there is still some concern about the Clemson offense because how consistent is the quarterback going to play? I can't say I'll butcher his last name, so I'm not going to try to say it. But he didn't have the greatest season as last year. He was a little inconsistent. But if he can step up, I think Clemson's going to have a good year this year. I am a little worried about Clemson on the defensive side of the ball just because you lost Venables, who's one of the best defensive coaches, if not the best defensive coordinator in college football. You lost him. He went to Oklahoma as a head coach. So how's that going to affect Clemson's defense? I still think that they're going to be good. I mean, you still have Sweeney there. He's a great head coach, and I know he got. I know he hired a good replacement there, so I think they'll be fine. But you can see some differences because one thing about Venables was he's one of the best at making in-game adjustments that there is in college football, and not having that could help you in bigger games. But I don't think that's going to affect Clemson tonight. So I like Clemson at the minus 24.5. I think Clemson's going to roll tonight against Georgia Tech. And let's take a look ahead at some of these NFL games. NFL kicks off on Thursday. I'm excited. Oh, and first NFL game will be Thursday. We get the first regular season game. Why did my phone just? And it's the Rams at the Rams and the Buffalo Bills. Oh, okay, that's why. Oh my goodness, man! I don't know why my phone was. Okay, here we go. The Bills are at the Rams tonight, or on Thursday night. I mean, the Bills are 2.5 point favorites, minus 136 on the money line. The Rams are plus 116 on the money line, so they have this game as being a close game. I think it's going to be a real close game. Should be fun. Two of the better. A lot of people thought this was going to be the Super Bowl matchup for last year. Of course, that didn't happen. Total for this game is at 52.5. I like the Bills here. I think the Bills are going to win. I'd go with the Bills on the money line. I think the Bills win by a field goal. Is what my gut feeling is. They'll win by a field goal, so that would cover the minus 2.5. But at minus 136, that's not bad value on the Bills. It is on the road, so that is one thing that kind of worries me a little bit. So you are getting pretty good value if you like the Rams. You get good value with the Rams because you're actually getting them as home dogs at plus 116. But I like the Bills in Thursday night's game. It's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a fun game. A couple interesting things to look at is how does Josh Allen and that Buffalo offense look now that the offensive coordinator Brian Daboll had moved on and took a head coaching job with the Giants. So that's going to be interesting to see. What the Rams look like. Is there any problems with Stafford's elbow? They're saying there's no restrictions, but if it's getting brought up in the preseason, I would say that means there's probably something going on there. But if you remember, he had that same elbow stuff in Detroit, and it never really seemed to slow him down. So I'm not really that scared about that. But I'm excited about NFL. But yeah, as of right now, I lean toward the Bills at the money line at the minus 136. And then let's look ahead at some of the Sunday's games here real quick. You have the Steelers at the Bengals. Bengals are 6.5 point favorites at home, minus 270 on the money line. Steelers are plus 220 on the money line. Totals at 44.5. I like the Bengals in this game. 6.5 points. I think the Steelers are going to be better than what people think, but I think the Bengals are going to be better than what people think as well. There's a lot of people that think the Bengals were kind of a fluke last year and that they're not going to be as good this year. I think they're going to be better because I think they improved that offensive line. So as of right now, I would lean toward the Bengals here at the minus 6.5 points. Then you have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Detroit Lions. The Eagles are 3.5 point favorites on the road, minus 198 on the money line. Lions are plus 166 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 48.5. This game is kind of interesting to me because a lot of people are sold on how good the Eagles are going to be. I'm not necessarily not as sold on Jalen Hurts as a lot of people are. But I'm not saying Jared Goff is a great quarterback either. So that's what's interesting about this game. I actually am leaning toward the Lions in this game right now. I mean, you're getting them at 3.5 points. You're getting 3.5 points at home, or you can get them at plus 166 underdogs. I think Campbell's really going to, I think he's on his way of turning that team around. I'm not saying that they're going to be world beaters this year, but I think they're going to be better than what people think. So I'm kind of leaning toward the Lions there right now over the Eagles. Even if not win the game, I think it'll be like a 3-point game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. And then you have my favorite team, the Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. We're going to talk a lot more about this game tonight on Horseshoe Talk, 6 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room and on the All Sports All Plays Network every Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So join us tonight for Horseshoe Talk if you're an Indianapolis Colts fan. But the Colts are 8.5 point favorites on the road, minus 405 on the money line. You have the Texans at plus 320 on the money line. The total for this game is at 46.5. I like the Colts in this game. But to be honest, I'm a big Colts fan, so if I was going to bet this game, I'm definitely betting on the Colts. But not seeing what the Colts and the Matt Ryan led offense looks like. I mean, 8.5 points could sounds like a lot of points, but it's also the Texans who are just don't have a lot of talent over there right now. And I just don't know if Davis Mills is going to be their answer on the offensive end. So I think the Texans could struggle on the offensive side of the ball. I do like the coach that they have over there with Lovie Smith, though. So I'm going to go. I lean toward the Colts here at the minus 8.5. I think the Colts are going to win by 10 or more points in this matchup. I just think the Colts are the better football team. It's just interesting. It's going to be interesting, I'm sure, for everybody, and especially Colts fans like me, that to see what the offense looks like with Matt Ryan running it. Looking forward to seeing that this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm pretty sure we're going to do a watch along for the game. If anybody wants to jump on it and talk some football with us while you're watching the game on Sunday. Saints and Falcons play this weekend as well. The Saints are 5.5 point favorites, minus 325 on the money line. The Falcons are plus 190 on the money line. Over under 42.5. I like the Saints in this game. I think the Saints are going to be a pretty good team this year. Saints have a good defense. They're going to need Jameis Winston to stay healthy. If Jameis Winston stay healthy, I think the Saints are going to be right there competing in it be one of the best teams in the NFC like usual. It does kind of worry me with Sean Payton no longer being there. We'll see how Dennis Allen does as his second time getting his second shot as a head coach. But against the Falcons, they're a young team. I know Ritter looked good in the offseason. I think Mariota might be starting for him. They don't have a whole lot going on over in with the Falcons right now. So I'm leaning toward the Saints here at the minus 5.5. Ravens and Jets. This is going to be an interesting game as well. Ravens are 6.5 point favorites, minus 225 on the money line. Falcons are plus 190 on the money line, or excuse me, wrong game. Ravens are minus 290. Jets are plus 235 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 44.5. I like the Ravens to win this game. I'm just for a couple reasons. One is I'm not sold on. For one, we don't know if Zach Wilson is playing yet or not. They say he could play. He's coming back off that knee surgery. Secondly, we don't know how much improvement Zach Wilson has made. We still don't know if he's that guy. We know what the Ravens have in Lamar Jackson. Uh, we do have to see like what they're going to look like with some of the new offensive players that they have, and not having Hollywood Brown anymore. But I like the Ravens in this game. Like I said, and these are the ones I'm leaning toward now. I'll give my official picks out for the Thursday night game. I'll give it up my official pick on Thursday. The other NFL games, I'll give out my official pick on Friday, on Friday's show. But just kind of going through now, looking at some of the early odds for these games, and I'll give out my picks of the day for today's Major League Baseball games here at the end of the show here in just a few minutes. You got the Patriots at the Dolphins in a matchup I'm interested in seeing just because I want to see what Tua looks like in this new offensive system with this new coach. It's supposed to be a Tua whisperer. I want to see what he looks like. I'm not sold on him. New England, though, I don't know how good they're going to be. I don't think Mac Jones is a bad quarterback. I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback. But with Bill Belichick over there, you always have to be leery of that too. One of the best coaches in the game, if not the best coach ever. So I would lean toward the Patriots there, especially the Patriots are underdogs. You're getting them at plus 2.5. If that got up to maybe 3, a field goal where I was getting 3 points, and if I lost by a field goal, it was a push. I would definitely be interested in New England there. But if you think New England's going to win this game, and I think they have a good chance of winning this game, because I'm not sold on Miami being as good as a lot of people think they're going to be. You can get the Patriots at plus 132 on the money line, which is a pretty good value. I'm also going to give out a parlay for Sunday's football games as well, and I'll give out some college football picks as the week goes on as well. Since now we're getting more sports going, it won't just be baseball like it had been the last few weeks. Excuse me. Browns at the Panthers, another game I'm looking forward to this Sunday. Baker Mayfield against his old team that kicked him out for Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson gets suspended 12 games. The Panthers are 2.5-point favorites at home, minus 138 in the money line. The Browns are plus 118 on the money line. Total for this game is at 41.5. I actually like the under the 41.5 in this game. I can see this being a low-scoring game because we don't know how good either offense is going to be yet. The Panthers have a good defense. The Browns' defense should be pretty decent as well. So I do lean toward the under in this game. But I like the Panthers to win this game because I think Baker's going to have a good year this year. I think Baker gets some of. Don't get me wrong; he's earned some of the bad rap that he's gotten, but he gets some of it unfairly because I don't think people realize how bad things wasn't there at the Browns at the Cleveland Browns before he got there. I think people forget that. You got the 49ers and the Bears. This game will be interesting to just see what the Bears have. See what Fields looks like in his progression. It's going to be interesting what Trey Lance looks like. So that's going to make this game interesting with two young quarterbacks. The 49ers are 6.5 point favorites on the road, minus 310 on the money line. The Bears are plus 250 on the money line, over under at 41.5. If this gets up to plus 7, I'd probably take the Bears at a touchdown. If you're giving me a touchdown, if they lose by 7 or by 7, it's a push. I would take the Bears if I can get this up to 7. Just because I don't know what the San Francisco offense is going to look like under Trey Lance. I see this being a close game. I really do. The Bears defense is I think it's going to be pretty good this year again. So, and the 49ers have pretty good defense. So I can see this being a low scoring game. If this definitely got up to plus 7, but if it gets up to plus 7 by Sunday, I'm definitely would be on the Bears in that game. Jaguars and Commanders. This is another game. The that could go. It's going to be interesting because you really don't know what you have. Washington's got a new quarterback in Carson Wentz, who was with the Colts last year. Kind of collapsed there toward the end of the season. Colts get rid of him, bring in Matt Ryan. But I think Wentz is going to be a good quarterback for Washington. With Jacksonville, you have Trevor Lawrence, who everybody, and I was one of them, all thought he was like a can't miss pick coming out of college. Didn't have a great year last year, but I think there's been a lot of guys that had great years as they're in their rookie year with quarterback and don't mean they're going to be a bust. But also, Jacksonville was a dumpster fire with all the stuff going on with Urban Meyer and just all the other stuff. I think Lawrence is in a lot better situation this year with Doug Peterson on the sideline with them. Uh, so I look for Lawrence to have a lot better year, but I do lean toward the Washington Commanders in this game over Jacksonville. Then you have the Raiders and Chargers. This is going to be a fun game. The Chargers are 3.5-point favorites at home. Every game in the AFC West this year, all the division games are going to be games you want to. If your favorite team's not playing or is not one of them favorite teams, you are going to want to watch because that division is stacked with 4 good teams, 4 good quarterbacks. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Raiders and Chargers look like this weekend. I like the Chargers in this game, but I think the Raiders are going to be a tough team, even a more improved team this year than they were last year. So that's going to be that game. I mean, could be right there. Giants and Titans. This is a game of 2 teams I don't have a whole lot of expectations for this season. I know some people think the Titans are going to win the AFC South. I have the Indianapolis Colts to win the AFC South, and you can say that's a homer pick, but I just do. I think the Colts are the better team. The Giants, new head coach again. Is Daniel Jones going to be able to make that jump? Can Saquon Barkley stay healthy? I like the hire of Dayball to the Giants, but how long is it going to take him to get things turned around? Because the Giants have been a dumpster fire for a while. But the Titans, I'm not sold on Tannehill, but they do have Derrick Henry that can pound the ball. But if this got up to about 7, if this gets up to maybe 7, I'd maybe think taking the Giants as an underdog. But at 5.5, if I was going to bet on this game with the 5.5-point spread, I would go with the Titans. Chiefs Cardinals. This game is going to be interesting because you have the Cardinals coming in. DeAndre Hopkins out for 6 games. The Cardinals have a good team. The Chiefs, we know, have a good team, but how good is that Chiefs defense? They lost the Honey Badger. They lost some people. So is that defense going to be good enough? I think they'll be all. I know a lot of people are making a big deal out of them losing Tyreek Hill. I don't think that's going. I'm more worried about them on the defensive side of the ball than I am on the offensive side of the ball because you still have Mahomes, you still have Kelsey. They brought in Schuster to be that can be a number 2. They have some weapons, so I'm not really worried about them on the offensive side of the ball as much, even though they did lose Tyreek Hill. But the defensive side of the ball is where I worry about the Chiefs. So this should be a fun game. But with the Cardinals, is the same thing. I'm not 100% sold on the Cardinals yet. So it's going to be fun to see what some of these early regular season games look like here in the first couple weeks in the NFL. You got the Packers at the Vikings. Like I said, I'll give out my official picks for the games on Friday. On Friday, we'll give our official picks for the Saturday college football and for the NFL games on Sunday. Just kind of going through the games, some of the NFL games for this weekend, and then I'll give out my picks here in just a few minutes for today's Major League Baseball games and for tonight's college football game. You got the Packers at the Vikings. Packers are 1.5-point favorites on the road. This is going to be interesting because I think the Vikings are going to be good. I like that they made a coaching change. I think Kirk Cousins gets a little bit of a bad rap. But the Packers still have Aaron Rodgers. Do they have any of these will any of these young receivers step up? Since they did lose Devontae Adams, but they still have Aaron Jones as a running back. I mean, people forget, they don't have a lot of weapons on at wide receiver, but the rest of the team is pretty damn good. And you have Aaron Rodgers. So if one of them young receivers can step up, I think the Packers are going to be fine. But I think the Vikings are going to be right there pushing the Packers for this division this year. So it's going to be a great game, great way to open up the season with the Packers and Vikings division game right off the bat. I'm leaning toward the Packers right now at the -1.5. But like I said, we'll see we'll look at the injury reports and everything going into on Friday going into Sunday and give out our official pick. Bucks at the Cowboys. I like the Bucks over the Cowboys. The only thing that scares me about the Bucks is their offensive line. If that offensive line, I know Brady's a great quarterback, but everybody knows if you can get pressure up the middle, that's what affects Brady the most. And they've lost a lot of their offensive line to injuries, but so have the Cowboys. So this is going to be an interesting game to see what if the defenses can if each defense can take advantage of the other team's offensive line. So I think this game could, a lot of people probably think this might be a high scoring game. I think this game could be a little bit of a more low scoring game because if these offensive lines can't block. But like I said, it will be interesting. And then you have the last game of the weekend, the Denver Broncos out to Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson makes his return to Seattle, which is kind of funny. You go make your Denver Bronco debut against the team that against your former team. They got the Broncos are 6.5-point favorites right now, minus 255 on the money line. Over under, Seahawks are plus 210. I like the Broncos in this game. The Seahawks, I don't know what they're doing. I still can't believe they haven't went and tried to get a quarterback. I think they're going to start Geno Smith. They're more in a rebuild mode. The Broncos are a team that's looking to compete and have expectations to be in the playoffs and making a run in the playoffs this year. Everybody said for the last couple of years they're a quarterback away. They're a quarterback away. Well, they got a quarterback, so now we're going to find out if they are a quarterback away or not. But I am favoring the Broncos here at the minus 6.5 over the Seattle Seahawks. All right, that's all the NFL games for this week. Like I said, we will give out our official NFL picks Thursday. I'll give out my pick for Thursday night game, and then on Friday we'll give out our picks for Sunday's games and for the slate of Saturday college football. All right, let's get to my picks of the day for Major League Baseball today. I like the Milwaukee Brewers money line. Hold on, let me get back over here so I can make sure what the money line was. Yeah, I like the Brewers money line at the over the Colorado Rockies. I like the Boston Red Sox money line over the Tampa Bay Rays. That game, both those games are just now starting. I like the Seattle Mariners money line against the Chicago White Sox as home underdogs. And I like the San Francisco Giants on the road as underdogs against the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight. I like that they have Webb on the mound. Giants have been playing good baseball. I think Giants are going to surprise some people tonight and pick up a win against the Dodgers. So that's my four picks for today in Major League Baseball. If you missed it, I broke down some of the Major League Baseball games at the beginning of the show. If you want to go back and hear my thoughts on the other Major League Baseball games, but them are my best picks of the day for Major League Baseball: Brewers, Red Sox, Mariners, and Giants. And then in college football tonight, I like Clemson at the minus 24 over Georgia Tech. That's actually went up to minus 24.5 now. So if you like Clemson, I'd get them now before that number keeps going up anymore. But yeah, I like Clemson tonight. I just don't think Georgia Tech's defense is going to be able to stop the Clemson's offense. Clemson's offense tonight. So it should be a fun night. Well, you have that tonight for college football. Have full slate of baseball for tonight. Only 4 days away from NFL regular season. College football season. We just had a wild college football weekend to kick off the college football. So the sports season is picking back up. That means this show's going to even get busier because here in a few weeks you'll have NBA coming back. So we'll be talking about all sports and not just baseball like we had been the last few weeks. I appreciate everybody watching today. Don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room. And we're also live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the All Sports All Plays Network, ASAP Sports. You can also find me on the afternoon show over on the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network, 1 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday for the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Jay McLovin's on there with me, Rob Scott, Deontay Kelly comes on sometime, the sports judge. So it's usually a pretty good crew. If you haven't checked out the All Sports All Plays Network yet, come check us out. We have a great group of guys over there. So make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube pages for both at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network. Like and follow us on YouTube, on Facebook and Twitch as well. Please leave a review on both Facebook pages as well. We'd greatly appreciate it. To find out news about anything going on with the Gonzo Sports Room, follow me on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Gonzo Sports Room. If you're a pro wrestling fan, we live stream a lot of independent pro wrestling shows. I have shows on there with that Rikishi was at, the Boogeyman, Rock and Roll Express. Actually, we'll be broadcasting a show on October 1st that's going to have the hardcore legend, WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley will be there. So make sure you keep your eyes out on that. But you can find all that stuff on our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch pages at Gonzo Sports Room. And now we also air those on the All Sports All Plays Network as well. So if you're a wrestling fan, check that out. Like I said, tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, come join me, my dad, Tony Gonzalez, and probably Tony Hollingsworth as well for Horseshoe Talk, as we talk some Indianapolis Colts football heading into week 1 of the NFL season. And then tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network, you have Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk. Come join me and the sports judge, Jonathan Mathis, as we'll talk about all the crazy sports things that happened over the weekend and talk about and preview this NFL weekend that's coming up. So join us tonight for that. You can find Gonzo and the Judge Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 11 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And you can find the Horseshoe Talk, our Indianapolis Colts show, Mondays and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern. All shows are available in podcast form as well. But my picks, just to recap real quick before we get out of here, in baseball today were the best picks of the day: Brewers, Red Sox, Mariners, and Giants. And then in tonight's college football game, I like Clemson at the -24 over Georgia Tech. I appreciate everybody joining us. Hey, that's awesome, Billy. That's all that Jay's extended that lead. That lead. That's a good sign. Thank everybody for joining us. Like I said, please make sure you like and subscribe to Gonzo Sports Room and the All Sports All Plays Network. I'm Chris Gonzalez, and I'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Stay safe.
All Sports All Plays. All Sports All Plays. All Sports All Plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All Sports All Plays.